Come on, gentlemen. Yes. Work it on now. I want you to see this because recovery means what now? Not returning. It means not returning. And I want to give you a few pieces of insight here. I couldn't find an ark. But I was able to find this art replica. Isn't it awesome? Anybody need this to go home with today? I think we got a new water rafting thing or something that, okay, white water rafting, okay, kayaking and all that good stuff. I want to show you some things here because God began to deal with me. Because you'll notice in verse 6, God gave Noah instructions. He told him to build the ark. You see him measuring, got his ruler, got his hammer, and he's building the ark. Now, what's amazing, when God told Noah to build the ark, God never lifted a finger to help Noah with the ark. Not one time. What I want you to see here is the ark represents the vehicle God wants to use for your recovery. You got to see this in the spirit now. God has many of us building on something right now that he's going to use as your vehicle of recovery. There are things that he's speaking to your spirit now to pull together. There's some things that he wants you to nail down so that you can build the vehicle of recovery. And I said, God, well, what do you want me to see here? What do you want us to see? Let's move this over, Noah, closer to you. And Noah, we appreciate you. You came ready. You got a hammer and a ruler. I appreciate that. It's so important that we see this because God gave him the instructions. But he gave it to him in faith. Noah had to receive it because the instructions was for him to build and prepare for something that he had never seen before. Ain't nobody catching this. Because prior to now, it had never rained. So why am I working on something to prepare for something that my eyes have yet to behold? I'm speaking to somebody in the spirit today because God said he got you working on something that you ain't never seen before. And he says it's going to take faith and your consistent preparation to work on this thing so that you can recover from what's coming. This is powerful because now over here you have permanence or finality. When things are locked in and to never be moved. So over here, God speaks. But over here, God shows up. Now there's a difference. Now here's why. God shows up at the door. He shut them in. Because this is what would have happened. Come on, Noah. This is what would have happened had we shut the door.
All right.
Had we shut the door, this is what would have happened. The moment that you make a decision to close the door to what you need to recover from, the enemy always shows up. Hear me in the spirit, because when you step to the door represents the entrance into one season and the closing the door of an old season. Hear me now. So now when the enemy shows up and he's always a big old ugly rascal. Lord, I'm going to get in trouble for that one. I pray for me, Teacher Phillips. But I want to show you something, because had we closed the door, it would have been problematic on so many levels. Because when you close the door, this is what happens when the enemy comes through. He knocks. Some of us experience something